Alright, so we're finally getting some deep dive gameplay for this game that kind of looks like The Witcher, which piqued my interest quite a bit. Rebel Wolves are the developers making it. Actual gameplay footage from work in progress, pre-beta version of the game, the development, everything you're about to see is subject to change. The gameplay was recorded on PC. Okay, good to know. Yeah, definitely has a Witcher vibe, especially with that little emblem right there in the beginning.
Hello, my name is Daniel Sadowski and I'm the design director at Rebel Wolves. I would like to welcome you to the Blood of Dawnwalker summer gameplay video. Our game is a story-driven, open-world dark fantasy RPG set in medieval Europe. The game is currently in pre-beta stage, and what we are going to show you is just a part of one of the mid-game quests. It's a really cool story involving legendary swords and a haunted almshouse, but today we'll focus on showcasing our gameplay systems. We're starting on the outskirts of Svatro, the game's largest city and the capital of Vale Sangora. From here, we could head anywhere the eye can see, explore ancient ruins, or sabotage vampire blood transports. But it's not just about where or when you go. It's also about how you approach the main quest and shape the story, making each playthrough uniquely your own. For now, we're following the road. Coen is on his way to the city's cathedral, chasing leads about a powerful weapon said to be hidden in its crypts. But first, we'll have to deal with some bandits.
Something that I noticed right away before we even get into it, you probably can't see because my my camera's in the way, but let me move my camera real quick because I want you guys to see something real quick. So if you look right here in the top right corner, it says rescue your family. It says rescue your family right here. And then right next to that, it says 22 days left. So what I'm assuming is some, or maybe all, well, probably just some, because right below that, this one doesn't have like a time frame on it. But they're going to take like a Dead Rising approach to some quests where you have a time frame to do them in order to complete them. I wonder what happens if you don't complete them in that time, how that affects the story and stuff. But I just noticed that. So 22 days left to rescue your family. So there's going to be time stuffed in this game, which is very interesting. I haven't seen a lot of like big games, open world games do that besides Dead Rising. Off the top of my head, if anybody else can think of any other game that does that, let me know. But that's interesting to point out and to notice.
Who camped out by the main road. Traveling through Vale Sangora is never boring. The world is dense with quests, random encounters, and locations steep in lore. This will be a great opportunity to show you our combat system.
Oh, yeah.
Our goal was to make the player feel like a real swordmaster who closely observes his enemies. We'll begin this fight by using acrid dust to stun one of the enemies.
That's pretty cool. Hold on.
Now,
that's pretty cool that you can actually like pause time. And
like a real swordmaster,
you can like pause time and select different abilities to use in the middle of a fight. That kind of has like a turn-based like aspect to it. I feel like you can kind of pause the game and like look what skills you have and use them in that time, kind of like a turn-based. So you can switch between like real time and like a turn-based thing almost. That's interesting.
Who closely observes his enemies. We'll begin this fight by using acrid dust to stun one of the enemies. Now, when you attack, you choose one of four directions: up, down, left, or right, in order to hit the opponent.
So it's kind of like For Honor, like the For Honor.
And similarly, when defending, you have to take note of the enemy's intent and the direction of the attack. On the left side of the screen, just above Coen's health, you have activation charges that will be filled in with each successful attack, block, and parry.
I feel like that would be hard against multiple enemies.
You can use one of the active abilities, which allow you to take a more tactical approach to fighting. We started the fight by throwing some acrid dust. And now let's cast Burning Blood. It's a hex which boils the enemy's blood and burns their skin, dealing physical damage over time.
You know what I like about this? The fact that... Hold on, let's go back. So right when he does this...
And now let's cast Burning Blood. It's a hex which...
So first of all, there's like a little like mini cutscene of you using the ability, which I like that type of detail.
Boils the enemy,
but it's even there's even more detail because if you look at the guy that he used it on,
over time.
He's actually like his skin has changed, and you can see he's got some like burns marks going on, almost like he's like his skin is lava or something. That's the type of detail that makes a game great. When you use an ability and it actually shows that the ability was used or that it's actually causing an effect on the enemy, especially at this level of detail, that's awesome.
All right,
you got dismemberment.
Time to finish this fight. Let's use the final activation charge to cast the artery attack, which actually decapitated the last opponent. Our hero quickly dispatched the bandits, so let's loot a few items they've left behind and open the inventory.
Yo, this is gonna be a big open world RPG. I can already tell.
First of all, let's replenish our health by eating something.
Takes inspiration
and
from
then
Witcher,
take a closer look at this cool-looking weapon we just picked up.
Like, look at it. Look how the like weapon colors and stuff. It has that Witcher tint to it. Like the Witcher had like these like different colored items, but like a what do you call it? Like a gradient black with it. Like this is definitely taking that inspiration, which is okay. The Witcher was a great game. And then they even have like up in the inventory selections up at the top here. It looks like they ripped it straight out of there. I mean, say what you will, but I don't know. I'm just making that observation.
It has better stats than our current weapon, so let's equip it right now. We've also leveled up, so let's use this opportunity to spend the newly acquired skill point in one of Coen's skill trees. The skills in the Blood of Dawnwalker are divided into 3 trees. One for human, one for vampire, and one shared between the two. We also have an active abilities panel. We can use it to unlock...
So there's human perks, vampire perks, and perks that are shared between the two. Now, with that being said, if you have separate human and vampire perks, and then you also have a tree for perks that are shared between the two trees, that kind of gives me the inclination that you're going to be able to switch between a human and a vampire. Because why else would you have a shared skill tree between the two types? It wouldn't make sense unless you were able to switch between a vampire and a human. I don't know. Let's see what happens.
Additional abilities to use during combat. Note that during the day, the health bar is not regenerating. You need to find consumables like the one we've just eaten. The hexes we've just used also consume some of Coen's health. Be aware of that. The way our magic system works, there's always a price to pay for manipulating reality. But we can make it sting a bit less. Let's level up the Frugal Witchcraft skill, so next time we'll cast a hex, it'll consume fewer of Coen's health points. Now that we've wrapped up the encounter with the bandits, we can be on our way to get inside the city. Right now, Coen hasn't done enough to ruffle the Vampire Lord's feathers, so the gods will just wave us through. But the more damage you cause, the more suspicious and aggressive they'll become. So when you play the game yourself, you'll have to decide whether you want to challenge the vampires openly, or lay low until you're ready to strike.
I am seeing a lot of pop in and like, you know, like stuff popping in far away or whatever, but this is beta, so hopefully that stuff will be, you know, rectified when the game does launch, but just pointing that out. I'm seeing a lot of pop in stuff, especially from a distance.
And surprise them.
It's even bigger than I remembered. And it's
I like how you can see like the captions. I like how you can see like the captions above, like you see over here, there's like captions above like NPCs when they talk to tell you what they're saying. I kind of enjoy and appreciate and favor that approach to like ambient captions rather than having it pop up on the lower screen. When it pops up above their heads, I feel like that's a better way to do it, in my opinion. It kind of it makes it more immersive, in my opinion. So I like the direction they went with that.
It's even bigger than I remembered, and it's grander than before. They're putting in new stained glass.
It does look like you can, or NPCs can have conversations.
This is the rich
to make
district
them feel
of the
more
city,
realistic, which is
Silberkreis. There's also Altenmarkt, Neustadt, and the Middens. Each of the boroughs has its own feel and character.
Get your stinking ass out of here.
I was just
Yeah, it looks like the NPCs might
I got tired.
just authentically interact with each other in some type of way.
Looming high over the city is Brancis's castle, Greifberg. He took it over when he slaughtered the human ruler of the
Man,
valley,
that's a big-ass
Skender,
castle.
as shown in the trailer we shared with you earlier in January this year. In order to complete the main quest and save your family, you'll have to storm the castle, alone or with help of friendly NPCs. We could do it right now if we wanted, but it would be super challenging.
It's crazy to see how big stuff looks
Go home.
compared to your character. The type of verticality they show off in this game is crazy.
Let's check the map. The cathedral is really close. There's plenty of other places to see and things to do
A nice
here.
map.
A couple of inns, a medic, a blacksmith, an armorer, and other
Like a
merchants.
hand-drawn, colored, hand-drawn map. with
You
enough
can see
details
that
to
not only the
understand.
vampires came out of the shadows. This creature on the right is called an Uriash. Look around, especially at night, and you'll learn humans have lots to fear, not just the vampires.
Okay, so there's other races and creatures and stuff like that, other than just vampires.
And here
That's
we can
cool.
see guards pounding on some poor guy's doors.
What is it about? Singing songs that mocked him and the faith.
Who told you this nonsense?
Was it Livia? Open the door.
It's just one of many different community scenes we're implementing in the game. Watch them closely when you play, as they might point you to new quests
Okay, so
and
it's like
hidden
scripted
treasures,
scenes
or signal
that
changes
randomly
in the
occur.
game's world.
that may
I
prompt certain
humbly beg
quests.
of thee.
I humbly.
Ouch!
I don't want to say it, Mum.
It's a prayer. It's what we have to say. Go on.
I humbly beg of thee, protect
Yo, the verticality in this game
Okay,
is crazy.
we are at the cathedral gates. Again, since Coen isn't yet wanted by the vampire regime, and it's daytime, we can simply walk inside.
Cutscene action here.
The baptism of a newborn is a solemn moment, doubly so.
This dude does not
A
look
new
like
life joins
in.
our flock, bringing happiness to its parents and to the congregation. Natus ex sanguine est, alitur sanguine, et in sanguine morietur. Ego te baptizo in nomine Dei.
Why do the priests always got crazy cataracts?
Amen.
This dude, bro, look at this.
Dei.
This dude even has a different colored eye. Like, where did the comparison stop?
Amen.
He's got the little Geralt grunting too.
Don't I know you from somewhere, young man? Laslia, maybe?
Got time limited.
I'm sorry, but you must be mistaken.
Am I? Perhaps. Perhaps. My memory isn't what it used to be. Come with me. I'll take your confession.
Thank you, but I have no need for confession.
Ah, so you deem your conscience clear?
I wouldn't go that far. But I'm sure you're a busy man, Father. So while I appreciate the offer, I feel that my soul shouldn't be your priority.
I won't press the matter. You are quite correct. I have many other duties to attend to. But please remember that in order to be saved, we all need to repent. Myself included. I hope we can speak again soon. Good day to you, Coen.
What we saw right here was just one of many cutscenes we recorded for the game, which smoothly transitioned into a dialogue scene. We use cutscenes to highlight key scenes or showcase interesting bits of lore. Like this blood baptism. Creepy, isn't it? The core feature of the Blood of Dawnwalker is the dual gameplay loop. Remember, Coen may be a human during the day, but he turns into a vampire at night.
So that's what it is. So you're a human during the day, you're a vampire at night, and so that's why you have two separate skill trees for humans and vampires, and that's why you have a shared tree as well, because you do switch back and forth. I didn't know that before, maybe I was misinformed, but that's been verified, so now I understand why they have that.
And has a different set of skills at his disposal. And this is just one variable that affects our quests. Depending on when you tackle a particular quest, what choices you've made earlier, whom you befriended, or whom you've angered, your gameplay and story experience will be very, very different. So each quest is a complex structure with multiple possible paths leading to the end goal. We maximize players' freedom and agency, offering you a narrative sandbox to play in. I wonder what secrets may be concealed up there, just beyond Coen's reach. And how do we get there? It's impossible to do during the day, but come night, it's an entirely different story. Let us explain what we mean by taking our current quest as an example. During the day, we got inside the cathedral without any problems, since it's open for all to see and Coen doesn't yet stand out from the crowd. The scaffolds, though, are outside of his reach. But climbing them won't be a problem for the vampire, who has many more exploration abilities at his disposal.
This should be interesting.
Bear in mind, Coen has not completed the quest yet. What's more, there are still a few clues to be found in order to solve this story. It's worth mentioning that narrative sandbox also means that we may completely abandon this quest and follow a different path to defeat Brensis. For today, we're focusing on the gameplay part, so let's see how we could tackle this particular quest during the night.
Okay.
We're starting right after dusk, as a vampire, on the rooftops of Svatro. Right now, we have 22 days left to complete this goal. This counter is always displayed and you will be warned each time it's pushed forward. So you have to be aware of the time, and it's more of a resource you'll be spending than a racing clock.
Interesting.
As a vampire, you'll see and experience the world from a different perspective. You can travel quickly and easily access places beyond the reach of regular humans.
You can see
Let
his
us show
nails
you
got
what we
longer
mean.
too.
This is Shadow Step, a unique vampiric ability allowing Coen to jump to almost any place within his reach. Now, let's take a good look around using the focus mode. This ability highlights objects of interest and loot. And there is something right here. This time it's just some items to grab, but on other occasions, who knows, you might come across a hidden quest. Looks like our health
So
is
that
quite low.
kind of,
This is because, as a vampire,
inspiration.
your health bar also represents your hunger level, and you start each night thirsting for blood. Remember, you have to quench this appetite in order to make full use of your vampire abilities, and rein in your monstrous nature around NPCs. Otherwise, you may end up draining someone important, which may lead to unpredictable consequences. We'd better feed then.
I like what I'm hearing.
Maybe on someone who is standing all alone. Like this drunkard. Let's grab him and use Voracious Bite ability. Unless you lose control due to hunger, you get to decide how much blood to drink. You can drain just a bit and knock your victim unconscious, or
kill
go
him.
all the way
Wow.
and kill them. And if you're adamant you don't want to hurt innocent humans,
That's
you
cool.
can drink from animals and some other creatures.
I like the option.
Finally, we are at the cathedral, but it seems to be closed for the night, and the entrance gate is well guarded. Let's find another way in.
So you can't go in at night because they guard it.
Shadow Step is not the only vampiric ability you're gonna learn during your playthrough. Coen can also use Plane Shift to scale walls and even ceilings smoothly.
That's sweet. You're just walking
This
on
will
it.
allow us to explore every nook and cranny of the cathedral.
I thought he might crawl it like almost like a Spider-Man thing, but no, he's literally just walking like it's the ground. That's cool.
Blood to blood.
Better be quiet.
You shall become
Can you just slide down with your nails?
Voyeurs Xanthe.
His
What the hell is she doing here?
the sole voice
What is she doing? Is that a ritual for the blood gods?
become your new family. You shall want for nothing. You
They're covering up the old paintings.
only
Why?
shall remain.
A little bit of
One of the
investigative
workers must have left it.
gameplay here.
Seems that the cathedral complex is quite big. The main building, cloisters, inner courtyard. The entrance to the crypt could be anywhere. Won't get anything done just standing around. Still,
This was a scene investigation, a mechanic we used to zoom in on and showcase key clues. This time we had a chance to learn more about the vampire's plans. Looks like they're keen to cover up the old frescoes, so that's something we could take a look at. This way we could learn more about the cathedral's past.
Blood to blood. You shall
Looks like we aren't alone here. Underneath us there's a group of blood guards, soldiers hooked up on vampire blood, which makes them stronger, and one of Brances's vampire allies. It's Xanthe, the oldest vampire in Vale Sangora, and quite a powerful lady. Let's descend and check what's going on.
Another little cutscene here.
Don't think I don't see you skulking in the shadows.
Oh, she
Come
senses him.
out.
She looks creepy.
You're interfering with
Little
my
kids running around
task.
upstairs.
Who are you?
it doesn't matter.
Very well. I don't have time for interruptions. Let us dispose of him. Quickly.
Got some vampire gameplay, combat gameplay.
Coen is using his claws to attack when in vampire form. Blood guards are dual wielding
we get a little
opponents.
Wolverine
Their attacks
action.
are pretty strong. Of course, even when fighting with claws, combat is still directional. Don't worry, Coen can still use his sword as a vampire.
That's cool. That's dope. Using your nails to fight. That's crazy.
Only after defeating all 3 of the Blood Guards, Xanthi deems Coen worthy of a challenge, and she descends to face him. She uses her blood control powers to cast
Then she
a
had a big
multitude
health
of
bar.
attacks, like her blood whips, that hit
So,
Coen
so you
from
can just
left
have
and
big
right.
boss fights like this in the middle of a big open world. That's
Xanthi
crazy.
is protected by a powerful vampire ability. Once her stamina runs out, Coen will have an opportunity to strike and deal some damage. But be careful, cause Xanthi is quick to counterattack and she will also try to restore her blood. Meanwhile, look at the indicator just below her health and stamina. It's a timer for the boiling blood skill that you've seen in the CGI trailer. So, if we don't hurry, the timer goes down to 0 and Coen will eventually explode.
What the
And
freak?
we're dead.
What?
We were only mid-game here, and Xanthi is one of the game's most punishing enemies. Defeating her right here and right now is very much possible, but it would be hellishly difficult. A fun challenge for hardcore players.
Huh.
Otherwise,
Interesting.
we could load the game and explore the cathedral without drawing her attention. Or try to get to her while she's not surrounded by bodyguards. Xanthi, like all other vampire allies,
There's
has
multiple
her own
ways
quest line. Explore
to
it, and you can learn
tackle
more about her
quests.
past, motivations, and maybe even try to reason with her. What you do
You can
is
reason with
entirely
her?
up to you.
Wow.
Remember, our design principle is the narrative sandbox. There is no difference between main quests and side quests. There's just different stories that you weave together into your own unique adventure. But that's coming in 2026. For now, I'd like to
2026?
thank you for
Damn.
joining me on this gameplay
Looks
video
good, man.
presentation.
It looks really good.
We've just shown you a tiny glimpse of the Blood of Dawnwalker. There's definitely more to come in the coming months, so stay tuned for any updates being posted on our social media profiles. Goodbye.
That looks really good. I really like the gameplay. I like the open world aspect. I like how you can, you know, be human during the day, vampire at night, and each it has different skills and abilities, and combat is different both ways. I like how you can tackle quests different ways and how there's different outcomes depending on how you tackle each quest. This game is looking good. There are similarities that I'm seeing and drawing between The Witcher, which is fine. Witcher was a great game, but definitely are some similarities in that aspect. But this is looking really good. I'm super excited for it. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Do not forget to like and subscribe, please, and I'll see you guys in the next video.